What is going on, YouTube? The Assist Man, and I'm coming at you guys with a very special YouTube video. Now, around this time of the year, it's only about a week before Halloween. And Halloween is one of my most favorite holidays. Even though I'm a chicken, even though I'm a big scaredy cat, I love the season. I love Halloween. And what better thing to do on Halloween or the week or two leading up to Halloween than to watch scary and good Halloween movies. So, in this video, I'm gonna count down what I think, in my opinion, are the top 20 best Halloween movies. Now, not all of these movies are gonna be completely scary and just petrify you. Some of them are gonna be really scary, but other ones are gonna be just really good Halloween movies with great storylines, maybe funny, have some comedy mixed in, and good for the kids that could also give you a chill. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my top 20 Halloween movies, the best ones of all time. Some of these ones you might have heard of. A lot of them are common, but some of them you might have not even heard of. And that's what the goal of this video is to show you movies that maybe you might or might not have seen. And if any of these movies look like they pique your interest and you never heard of them or never seen them, well, now you know to go ahead and watch them. So let's just jump right into it. Enjoy. Now, I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of time going over every single movie because then the video would be way too long. But I'll let you know a little something about each one. Coming in at number 20 is actually, not only is it a good movie, but it's also a really good scary movie. It'll frighten you a little bit, and that movie is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Coming in at number 19 is a movie that's not gonna scare you really that much, but as far as the storyline goes, it's just a great all-around movie, great for the family with a little spookiness involved as well. You can't beat Eddie Murphy in the Walt Disney classic, The Haunted Mansion. Okay, I know. The Crypt Keeper, Tales from the Crypt, is not a movie, but Tales from the Crypt actually has made movies before. But you can't just not put Tales from the Crypt in a top 20 Halloween countdown, because The Crypt Keeper and Tales from the Crypt are a staple in the horror genre. So coming in at number 18, everything from Tales from the Crypt. One thing you might see a lot of in this countdown is Halloween and horror movies from the 80s. Don't know why, but just they did it right back then. They still do it right to this day. That's why so many movies are being remade and sequels and whatever from the 80s. And this was one of the best ones. Might be a shocker to some of you guys. You might have never even heard of it. But if you never watched it, I highly recommend to watch it. It's an amazing movie, and that is called Fright Night. Okay, now this is where we start to get into some scary stuff. This is one of the most scariest movies I've ever seen, and as a matter of fact, I actually still, to this day, refuse to ever watch it again. And if you have never seen it, and you really want to be scared, then go and watch this one, The Exorcist. Coming in at number 15, this was a series, man, that did it right, but it all starts with the original, and that is Scream. Now, Scream had multitudes of movies, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 9, who the hell knows. But all I do know is that all of them were actually great movies, and especially the first one. The first one was an amazing movie. It shocked you, it frightened you, had a great storyline, and that's why it was so successful. So, coming in at number 15, Scream. Another classic from the 80s. One of the scariest movies I think I have ever seen in my entire life. And still to this day, I think I've only watched it a few times, and I haven't watched it in a long time. And there's a reason for that. Because this movie literally scared the shit out of me. So coming in at number 14, Puppet Master. Another underrated horror movie. Coming in at number 13, Hellraiser. Not only was there the original Hellraiser, but there was also a sequel and I think another one that was made. Hellraiser was one of the most scariest movies I've seen from back in the 80s. It's a really good flick, and if you've never heard of it, I'd recommend to go watch it. So coming in at number 13, Hellraiser. Now this might not be the scariest movie of all time, but once again, something in the 80s just did it right. And what better fitting way to watch this movie than around Halloween? I love to see little goblins and ghouls running around. So that's why coming in at number 12, one of the best movies ever created, and it spawned a few more after that as well. Gremlins. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Yeah, it has to be here. The Ghostbusters. You could pick anyone you want, one or two. They were both amazing movies. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Come on. There was so much done right in these movies. Till this day, they are not only one of the best Halloween genre type movies, but one of the best movies of all time. So it has to be in this list. And that's why coming in at number 11 is Ghostbusters. Another one of the most scariest movies I've ever seen in my life. And there's a theme, if you could follow along. You see, I don't like ghost movies. I don't like paranormal type movies. So this one scared the living hell out of me. And till this day, this is another one of those movies that I will not watch again. But if you've never seen it and you really want to get scared, close the lights and put on this one. Coming in at number 10, PolterGeist. You know, when I was a kid and I watched this movie, I had nightmares for weeks. I hated clowns. I hated even looking at them. And it was all because of this movie. Now that I'm grown up and I'm an adult now, it doesn't scare me as much. But trust me, it still puts a tingle in my spine. And that's why coming in at number 9, Stephen King's It. The man, the myth, and the legend has done it again. Stephen King came back, or comes back in this countdown back to back, with another classic, Pet Sematary. One of the scariest movies that I have ever seen. And if you have never seen this, you need to watch it. That is, if you want to scare yourself. And if you have pets in your house, I don't know what to tell you. Just have to watch and see. So coming in at number 8, Pet Sematary. Yeah, well, you remember what I said a couple minutes ago about hating ghosts and hating ghost movies and paranormal stuff? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It took me about 2 to 3 years to actually watch this movie. I didn't want to watch it at all because I knew it would scare the shit out of me. So I finally watched it about 2 to 3 years later. And let's just say, I couldn't sleep that night. Some people might think this movie's not scary, but to me, it really was. So coming in at number 7, the original Paranormal Activity. The black hat, the red and black striped sweater. Halloween would not be Halloween without an icon like Freddy Krueger and Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. One of the most successful horror characters and successful horror films of all time. That's the reason why they made like 46 of them. Literally. But it has to be on this list. And that's why coming in at number 6 is A Nightmare on Elm Street. This is one that some of you guys might have never heard of or never seen, but I guarantee you, it is one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time, and it is Ernest Scared Stupid. Some of you guys have heard of the character Ernest. He had a whole bunch of different movies, but he had a Halloween movie, and that's what this is. It's not really scary, it's just an overall great movie that you can watch, and it really brings the joy of Halloween in a movie. And I can't believe I didn't put it higher. But coming in at number 5, if you have never watched this one, watch it now, is Ernest Scared Stupid. The Andrew Seymour classic. This is the most scariest movie to me of all time. My parents forced me to watch him when I was a kid, when I was like 6 or 7 years old. Until this day, I am so petrified of Chucky from Child's Play. I don't know why, I'm just really scared of him. It was one of the most scariest things I've ever seen in my life. A talking doll that comes to life? I mean, how much scarier does it get? That's why they made a couple of them, and it was very successful. So coming in at number 4, Child's Play. What Halloween would be complete without Jason Voorhees? Welcome to Crystal Lake. And that's why coming in at number 3 is Friday the 13th. One of the best Halloween horror genre movies of all time. Scary is an understatement. Thrilling is an understatement. And that's the reason why they made like 55 of these movies as well, because it's that successful. But it has to be in this countdown because it's a staple. So coming in at number 3, Friday the 13th. In my opinion, Halloween just wouldn't be Halloween without the movie Halloween. Michael Myers. Come on. How much more authentic does scariness, chilling, frightening get than watching Halloween? It's amazing. How amazing? They literally, and I'm not even overestimating this one, they literally made like 433 of these. Well, they probably didn't make that many, but you catch my drift. Michael Myers is one of the most scariest characters in Halloween and horror of all time. That's why coming in at number 2, the classic Halloween. Some of you guys might be like, oh my God, what is this movie? I've never heard of it. I've never seen it. Some of you might be like, oh my God, this is my favorite Halloween movie. Well, you know what? It's my favorite Halloween movie as well. And that's why coming in at number 1 is Walt Disney's Hocus Pocus. If you have never seen this movie, you need to stop what you're doing right now, go to Netflix, go to wherever you go, find it somewhere, and watch it. Because if you've never seen it, you're gonna love it. It's not really a scary movie, but it gives me the most overall complete feeling of a Halloween movie that I've ever watched. It's suspenseful. It has a great storyline. It has action. It's a thriller. It's an overall great movie, not only to watch for yourself, but for your kids and your family as well. It's so great of a movie that I actually watch this movie when it's not Halloween. That's how good it is. So if you have never seen the movie Hocus Pocus, stop what you're doing right now after this video and go and watch it. So that concludes my top 20 best Halloween movies of all time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the list. The goal was, if you have never heard of some of these movies and you really feel like watching a Halloween movie because you know it's close to Halloween and all, go watch some of these movies on this list. I guarantee you might not be disappointed. You might be very satisfied with a lot of these movies I named on this list. So this is my list. But what I want to know from you guys is, what are some of your favorite Halloween movies? And what is your favorite Halloween movie of all time? So go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what some of your favorite Halloween movies are and what is your favorite Halloween movie of all time, and if you love my list. So anyway, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy Halloween to you, and if you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up like. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that as well. So anyway, YouTube, this is the Assist Man, and like always, I am out.